All right, everybody, welcome to First Friday for the month of July. We're all glad you're here. The Chamber of Commerce and the City of Independence co-sponsor First Friday. And again, we're glad that you're all here. I counted heads. We have over 50 people in the audience. It's on Facebook Live, and later on it will be on YouTube. So great things are happening in Independence, and we want you all to just sit back and listen to our 5 great speakers this morning, and then take all of their positivity and their good, accurate information and go out and share that in the community. Before we hear from these 5 great speakers that are on my left and on my right, I want to welcome our business sponsor up to the podium this morning. Our business sponsor this morning is Coffeyville Regional Medical Center. So at this time, would you please welcome CRMC's Chief Executive Officer, Brian Lawrence.
Thank you and good morning. We are so glad to be here and be able to sponsor this morning. And I tell you, I just feel like it's really it's an exciting time kind of everywhere. I think it's as we've come out of the pandemic and we're trying to get back to our normalcy in life, getting back together, but especially as we get prepared to celebrate our independence this weekend. I just think it's a time for all of us to reflect kind of where we've been over this last year, things that we couldn't do that maybe we took for granted a little bit. And I think as we enter this holiday, it's a great time for us to really think about how blessed we are to live in this country, for all the men and women who have fought for our freedoms, continue to do that today, to really reflect on this time. So I just encourage you to do that. CRMC is doing great, super excited. We got a lot of great things going on, and I'll just kind of hit on some high notes today, and then hopefully we can get you some more details in the coming weeks about some things that are going on. But you know, we really, again, like I've said here before, focus on 4 pillars, and that's focus on quality experience, financial stewardship, and growth. So everything we do, we center around those pillars and try to drive our strategy and our vision and things we do there. So super excited about some things that we've got going on. We've really been working on some enhancements around technology. We know that you as consumers of healthcare want healthcare when it's convenient for you and not when it's convenient for us to provide it to you. And so making some enhancements to our technology to be able to do that is something we've been focused on. So I'm excited about our telehealth program and how we're starting to roll that out with our CRMC Care Now app and different things so you can get access to care when it's convenient to you. Our after-hours clinic that is open until 8 Monday through Friday in the evening, and then from 8 to noon on Saturday. So you don't have to take off work. If you need to get seen by one of our providers, you can come in after hours and do that. Also, when it comes to imaging advancements we're making in our technology, we are just finishing up our MRI project. We'll have our state-of-the-art MRI at CRMC. Super excited about that, and a lot of the features that make that MRI experience a better experience for the patient. That was a lot of our focus going into that project and working with our team to develop that, so super excited about that. We're working on some provider and physician recruitment that we'll be making some announcements really soon, so we're super excited about that. But we're taking all of that and that technology investment and that vision, and we're spreading that through all of our service lines, including business and industry. So no matter whether you're a business or an individual, we are here to care for you. We are your partner in health. That's what we want to be. We are blessed to be in this community and to serve Montgomery County as a whole, and we just thank you for the opportunity to do that, and we are glad to be here and serve. And I think for my team that's here with me this morning, Chad McCready is our provider that's working in business and industry. Donna Hawthorne is our nurse that leads that up for us. You will see these 2 out. If you have a business and you need some help when it comes to occupational medicine, reach out to Donna or Chad. They'd be glad to come in and help you get things going or meet your needs as a business. So again, whether you're a business or an individual, we're here to help you, care for you. We're your partner in health. That's what we want to be. So thank you for the opportunity to be here today. God bless you during this 4th of July holiday, and I wish you the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. And thank you to CRMC. Thanks to them and their sponsorship, you all are enjoying the hot coffee and the muffins from Annie Mae's. But they also put some CRMC swag on the tables. There's a few little goodies on there and some information. And I just want to say, I appreciate during the pandemic, Dr. Gangula and Dr. McGurk coming and speaking, providing lots of really good information, and all the Facebook Lives that they did. I found those to be very, very beneficial. I know that I speak on behalf of everyone. You probably tuned in and watched those. And then I'll just give a shout out, because it's really important, women and men. You do have great women's health and mammography, so we appreciate those services that you provide to all of us. So thank you again for sponsoring. We appreciate that. And before we run through the community calendar, we want to do a little Investing in Indy recognition. Jerry Bright, this was one of his passion projects through the Pride Committee. I think I said this last month, but it was his passion to drive around the community and find people who had invested in their homes and recognize them. It didn't mean that they had redone the inside of their homes, because we couldn't get in there, but when he would see transformations going on in our community, he would always write down the address, and he would come into the office and give us that address. And then our other team member on the beautification committee, Gavin, he would go on Google Earth and pull up the pictures and get some good before and after pictures, and they were quite a team. And so we want to continue that in his name, because I know that that was something near and dear to his heart, and it's now just one of the Pride Committee's passion projects. And Dean Hayes and Gavin have kind of taken it over, and we're going to showcase 3 homes this morning. We picked these 3 homes actually a long time ago, and during the pandemic, and we obviously couldn't gather in person to be able to do that recognition. So at the last meeting, we decided we were just going to pull them all together, because they're kind of in the same area of town, and do some recognitions. So we have 3 homes that we want to showcase, and then we have one of the owners with us this morning, and we're going to show some befores and some afters, and then you'll hear some wow, because there's some pretty impressive transformations. So Madison's got some pictures for us. First up is Jared Harper's home at 3136 Crown Drive. This is the home before. Now, it's a beautiful home, but dated in color, and needed some outside TLC. The after is beautiful. It truly pops from the street. You got to drive by to see it. The pictures don't do it justice. So Madison, let's do a side-by-side. So beautiful home, and great job, Jared Harper. And Jared, are you here? Okay, we're going to have you come up in just a minute, okay? All right, so thank you to Jared. Next up, we have a home, Kim McGrath's home. So this home is really a unique looking home. Shakes on the outside, but again, a cool, super cool house, but very dated. Not a lot of color involved there. So that's the before. A lot of work was put into that house. A lot of color changes. Really pops from the street. So there's your side by side. 900 Birdie Drive. You need to drive by there as well. And last but not least, Vernal and Melody Sturgeon and Danny Beam at 2401 Samuel Place. So again, now look at the shape of this house, because I think there's a build on. Nice house too. It was a pretty house to start with, but they too did some updating to the outside, did a little build on right there, changed the color, and again, it really looks nice from the street, so you'll have to drive by there, and there's the side by side. So congratulations to them. And so I just want to really say thank you to the significant investments, the impressive transformations, and keep your eyes peeled if you see some other addresses that are changing in outward appearance. Be sure and give those to us, because we have a long list already, but we'll keep adding to it. So before we go into our community updates, I'm going to invite the 2 of you up front for some pictures. Pride Committee members, if you want to come up, let's let Tana and Madison snap some pictures for social media and recognize them for their efforts. So we appreciate all that Jared and Lindsay did, and you guys watch for that sign. We're going to put it in your yard here a little bit later today, so that will stay up for the month of July. Let's move on and talk about things that are happening. Pull up your community calendars. We're going to quickly go through all that's happening in the community. So I do want to remind you, or not remind you, I just want to tell you all something. So Wednesday evening, we had the legislative update, and our legislators were right here in this building, in this place, on Wednesday evening. Senator Virgil Peck, Representative Jim Kelly, who's with us this morning, and Virgil Peck is here with us this morning as well, and Representative Doug Blex. And they gave legislative updates, they reported on their committees, and they answered some really good questions from our constituents that were in the crowd. And the Independence Daily Reporter will be doing an article on that that will be published, I think, in today's paper, so you can read more about it. But we appreciate their time and their dedication to doing what's best for us in Southeast Kansas. And I say that because both gentlemen, besides Representative Blex, are here this morning, so if you want to grab them afterwards, I'm signing you up for some more conversation, guys. But we appreciate all that they do for us and representing us in Topeka. All righty, the farmers market's in full swing, so I want you to remember farmers market 7 to 11 every Saturday, every Thursday afternoon from 3 to 7, and it's a farmers and makers market. So not only does it have all of the typical things that you find in the farmers markets as fresh vegetables and fruits and lots of baked goods and pecans and all kinds of things that those farmers bring in. But there are also a lot of artisans bringing in their wares as well. So you'll be able to see candles and bath products and woodworking and sewing products and lots of other fun things at the farmers and makers market. So if you want to be a vendor, fill out your form online. If you want to go, just go. And like the Facebook page, Independence Farmers and Makers Market, and then you'll see all the things that are happening at the market. Saturday is going to be recycling, and I thought I would take this moment to just give a little bit more detail about things that are happening at the sanitation yard and some schedules, okay? So if our community or our city opens up the sanitation yard so that we can keep our community beautiful by getting rid of all of our bulky items, our junk, our broken furniture, our building materials, our debris, anything that you want to get rid of like that. They open the sanitation yard on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 8 to 2. And then on the first Saturday of the month, you can drop those things off as well from 8 to noon. Now, it's not always manned. There are security cameras there. But you pull in with your truck, you pull around to a dumpster, and you empty all that stuff out yourself. So that's how that works. And then on recycling is Tuesdays from 11 to 1. So even though you might be there to drop off your hot water heater at 8 o'clock, you're not dropping off recycling because they man the recycling station. And so we really hope that you'll be courteous to them and drop off your recycling on Tuesdays from 11 to 1, or you can go by on Saturdays from 8 to noon, and they're all there to do both of those things. So I want to give a big thank you to our city for making that available. You know, we take those kinds of things for granted, but that does not happen in every community that you can just free of charge pull up and dump off all your stuff. So that's their gift to us so that we can give a gift back to the community by keeping our property all cleaned up. So we appreciate that. If you have any questions about the acceptable and unacceptable things that we take at recycling, you can go on our website, and there is a flyer on there that gives you all of that information, or you can give us a call at the chamber office, and we'll help you out with that. Mid-Continent Band, you know, this is their 129th year, and they always do a special 4th of July concert. And so on Sunday at 8 o'clock in the Hilly Band Shell, they will be performing a patriotic concert right before the fireworks. This concert starts at 8, and the fireworks start at 9:30. And what's cool about the fireworks show is My Country 102.9 does synchronized music while they're playing where they're shooting the fireworks. So what you do is you get your lawn chair out, you sit by your car, you roll down the windows on the car, you turn the ignition just a little bit, get that radio cranked up, and then you'll hear all kinds of patriotic music while you're looking into the sky and seeing all the fireworks being shot off. So be sure and do that, and we hope that everybody has a great 4th of July. And speaking of that, Jim, just give me a nod. You need more money, right? Okay. So it's our job to be good community citizens and donate to the cause. Don't just take. Sometimes we got to give back, and even if we give back just a little makes a big difference if we all do it. So donations are being accepted still. The checks need to be made out to Community Foundation for Independence. In the memo, you just put fireworks, and that money will get right to Jim. You can just drop it off at Community National Bank. I say you just go through the drive-through, put it in a canister, and say, give that to Jim, so you don't even have to get out of your car. Make it easy on you. Or better yet, you can just write a check today, and give it to Jim before he leaves, so that we can meet that goal, because that was like over $17,000 of fireworks that we will enjoy on Sunday. So please think about contributing to that. And Jim, give me another nod. 30 years of doing that? Yes, thank you very much. We appreciate the 30 years of dedication to making sure that we have fireworks in Independence. Let's give him a round of applause. Are we good, Larry?
We're good. Also, I wanted to add, we're going to live stream the fireworks on the city's Facebook page.
Awesome. We're going to live stream the fireworks on the City of Independence's Facebook page. So thank you for that. Make sure that you're watching that. Yes?
How much more does he need to set us go?
How much more do you need, Jim? $4,600. Okay. A lot of people walked in. We probably have about 70 in the room. Somebody do the math, and then everybody get out your checkbook, and let's get Jim off the hook this morning. Okay. Mid-Continent Band will be playing on Tuesday evening as well. Matt Carter's going to be the director, and it's a children's concert. So be sure and bring the kids out at 7 o'clock on Tuesday evenings. That will be fun. Like their Facebook page too. They do trivia on Thursdays, and they play for gift cards. It's always fun, so check that out. Remember that there's barbecue at Dickey's always, but there's Blues and Barbecue on Wednesdays. At the brewery, there's game night on, there's musical bingo on Wednesday, game nights on Thursdays. And if you like their Facebook page or you get their newsletter, you're going to see that they have beer yoga this Saturday. So 10:45. I won't be there, but I'm sure it's going to be great. I've seen lots of you guys do that, so I think that's super cool. And then also live music on July 17th. Luke Christensen will be performing, so mark that on your calendar as well. Pirate Chats on Thursdays in July at Annie Mae's from 11 to 1. You can chat with the Pirates. They've got a full table of ICC reps right here with the president. And they're doing pirate chats, which I think is a really good idea. So you show up and you just meet lots of different people from the community college. And this week, the director of esports, Chris Kumke, was there talking about his growing program, esports, and all the classes they're offering and their new gaming arena. So we're excited to continue to see all the fun activities planned at the college. And I think you're going to meet a new face at the end during shout-outs. The Verdigris Valley Art Exhibit is still going on through July the 9th at the Historical Museum and Art Center. Big shout-out to them. They made $11,000 on that online auction that we talked about for the last couple months, so good job there. Reminding everyone that Little House on the Prairie is open, but mark your calendar for the 31st. It's Carrie's 151st birthday celebration, 10 to 5 out on the prairie. Lots of fun things at the park and the zoo. Always ride the carousel and the train and the play miniature golf. And they have glow golf going on the 23rd, 9 o'clock at night. So that should be something fun. And then on the weekend of July the 10th, that's next weekend, we have the Chamber Golf Tournament. We have a disc golf tournament on the campus of Independence Community College. So lots of things will be flying through the air that day, so be careful. And so just wanted to let everyone know that I appreciate those that are playing and those that have sponsored our 34th Annual Chamber Golf Classic. Astor Arts Festival is that day as well, and Tamisha's here to do a shout-out at the end. Mike Flood is here to do some shout-outs about some Meadowlark Lounge and musical activities that will be happening. And I want to let everyone know that leadership applications are going to be available on July the 23rd, and deadline is August the 6th, and that's for Leadership Independence, and we take the first 20 applications, so you'll want to remember that as well. Summer Sidewalk Sale is the 31st in downtown Independence, starting at 7 o'clock, and Jim will have a bus at Farmers Market that morning, stuffing the bus for school supplies, right, Jim? Thank you very much. And now I'm going to quickly hit August, and it's on the other side of your calendar. We've got a public safety kids camp that if Sean is here at the end and didn't get called out, he'll do a little shout out about. There's a quilt affair at the museum that will be going on from the 7th to the 28th. All About Kids End of Summer Bash on the 7th. And on the 7th, Textron is celebrating 25 years of being in Independence. They're having a day of celebration out at the airport. They will have an air show at 11 o'clock. The event is from 9 to 1, so mark that on your calendar because that's going to be really, really cool event on August the 7th. And not only are they celebrating 25 years, but Skyward Credit Union, who's been there for 25 years, is celebrating 80 years of being a business. So congratulations to all of them. And then night golf for the young professionals. They sponsor it, but even if you're not a young professional, if you're an old professional, you can play in the night golf. It's a lot of fun. It sells out, though, so you old professionals better sign up early. August the 27th, and then on August the 28th is Downtown Movie Night, and September the 25th. Those are the fourth Saturdays of August and September. That's when we do Downtown Movie Nights, so put that on your calendar. Want to let everybody know that all the information is on our website. It's on our Facebook page, Get Independence. The Reporter puts it in What's Up. They publish our calendar of events. We have live radio spots on KIND 94.9, so listen for those. And we do a taped community calendar that runs on 102.9 that you probably hear multiple times a day, sponsored by Brent Littleton and Dorothy Littleton and Dairy Queen. We appreciate their sponsorship because if they didn't have that, they wouldn't run that calendar. And then a morning interview every Tuesday at 8:10 on KGGF 690. That's open line if you guys listen to that. So, and I know you do because I'm on the radio and then I run into people and they comment about things we talked about. So I appreciate that opportunity. It's a wonderful opportunity for us to get information out to people about what all is going on in our community. So with that, I'm going to slow down and let the speakers talk. We're excited. We have lots of really good speakers this morning. Our first two up will be Pastor Nick Grimm from Impact Christian Church and Pastor Brian Norvell from the Hub Church. They're working together with all of the local churches to bring a community church service to Independence together as one. Please welcome these two wonderful men.
Good morning. That wasn't, can we say good morning? Good morning. Thank you. I'm one of those guys that I need somebody to talk back to me or else I don't know what I'm doing. So listen, we're really excited about this event. I got to tell you, I'm super humbled to be able to come into a community. My wife and I moved here in January of 2020, and here we are getting to partner with so many churches. And I got to tell you, I've been blessed by Brian Norvell. He's a great pastor, and, I brought this kind of a little bit of this idea that he's been already kind of working on, to be honest with you, and I know that this has been a heart of his for a long time, so just to be up here is very humbling, so I appreciate him, and I appreciate the opportunity. We are going to do Together as One, and the idea is just this, that we're going to come together, and Brian's going to share the why we're doing it. I'm going to give you the what we're doing that day to kind of get you excited about what's going on. So at 10 o'clock on August 1st, the first day, Together as One, God worked that one out, we're going to meet here in this building and bring so many churches from our community here. Our goal, our hope is that, every church will be a part of it. But right now, I think we have about 10 churches that are going to be here for sure. We're going to meet here at 10 a.m. We're going to ask that if you want to partner with us in this, The school, we want to help our school, and the churches that are coming to this want to say, hey, we want to help our community. And so here's the idea. If you're coming that morning, we're asking that you bring some school supplies, that you bring some backpacks, and we're going to hand those over to the school system. And so we're not going to try to delegate those to the kids there that day. We're going to say, hey, school system, you know what you're doing. You take these. So please bring some of those things. And then we're going to have a worship service that's going to be brought to you by some of the leaders of churches in our community, and I'm really excited about that. And then we're going to have a guest speaker, and I'm going to let Brian kind of share about that. But the other thing that's happening is right after that, we're going to ask that either you go home, make a lunch real fast, or you pack a lunch, or you can go out to the park, and we talked to Rick's Barbecue. Listen, they're not normally open on Sundays, but this week they're going to make an exception. So you can go get Rick's Barbecue out at the park. He will provide that, and you can just go buy lunch from him. But this is the other thing we're going to do, is the churches have partnered together so that we can provide the merry-go-rounds for free and the train rides and the mini golf. So we want this to be a thing where you're not just come to worship together, but that we're family too. You know, Christ calls us brothers and sisters in him. And so that's what we're supposed to be. And so that's what we're going to do. So that day, we want to show that. We want to showcase that we're going to come together in community together, not just come for a worship service. And then after that, we don't want to stop the party. We're one of those people, you know, we want to keep going. So we're going to go to the pool. And that night, we're going to rent out the pool from 6 to 8 that night. And here's some really cool things that are going on. Some people are planning, I'm just going to be honest with you, to be baptized that night at the pool here in town. And so if you want to see something cool about somebody deciding to follow Jesus even more, you're going to get to be a part of that when you come to this. But then also just have some fun. I can't wait to watch my kids go down the slides. My 4-year-old, he's still trying to get tall enough to make it, but he's not going to do it this year. But listen, we're excited about that. Just having fun together and being a family together and encouraging one another because Christ wants us to be one. And so I'm going to let Brian come up and share the rest.
Thank you, Nick. And we are looking forward to this and excited about, I believe, what God is going to do in our community. If 2020 taught us anything, it was we need each other. And I know personally as a church, we got our beginnings on Penn Street, and we were meeting in the movie theater, and 2020 kind of threw us out on the street, and we didn't have a home. And I had several pastors offered their facilities if we needed them, and for a short time, actually Memorial Hall became our home until an opportunity arose that we were able to purchase the old Dollar General store, and that is our new home. So we're excited about that. But what I've loved from day one about Independence is the unified spirit that exists here in the community on an individual as well as on a business level. And I know when we moved here, we actually came from a city of 1 million on the Pacific coast in Mexico. And why, people would ask, why would you come to a small rural community? Well, I believe that God wants to show his love and kindness to the rural communities that seem to be overlooked many times. And so we're excited to be here. And I remember before we even launched the church, one of the things that was taking place is they were raising money for the Veterans Freedom Square, and we got wind of that, and we asked them, what could we do? And they said, well, we need someone to serve the food. They were having a lunch that day, and so we volunteered to do that. And I remember that's where I actually met my barber, and I know Kathy will love this story, that Dave, we were in the kitchen, and there was a small water trough that was in there, but it was not full of water, it was full of beer and ice. And I remember Dave asking me, he goes, the hub, what's that? And I began to talk to him. He said, no. He said, here, stick your arm in this ice with me, and as long as you can keep your arm in that ice, you can tell me about your church. And so that's how I met my barber. And then again, because of the love and the unity we see in this community, as we made our home at 223 North Penn, our neighbors were Jim and Rhonda Hayward, and I remember just the kindness. One time my wife was out visiting with him and commented on his flowers, and the next week we show up at our building, and there's these two huge pots in front of side by side by our doors of new flowers that Jim didn't want us to know that he did it, but it was pretty obvious who had done that. But the purpose of Together as One is to give the churches the opportunity to come together unified, to worship as one body, provide a day of free activities for the families of Independence, and to be a blessing to our local school district. One of the neat things that have happened, and that's why we need each other, I was able to tap into some sources that I have available to me for rural communities, and I wasn't aware of Bomba socks, but I guess those are very expensive sock, and they actually have a program. It's the Buy One, Give One, and actually donated us here in Independence 1,000 pairs of socks. So we have 4 different sizes. And again, we'll gift all these to the school district. They know the kids, the families that have needs, and they'll be able to distribute those, as well as we've already gotten, I believe, about 48 backpacks. But we want to work together just, again, to be a blessing to our community. Our guest speaker will be Independence's own Dwight Dozier. He was actually born and raised here in Independence, and he pastors Encounter Church in Great Bend, Kansas. He's a dear friend of mine. He's a mentor of mine. He's my go-to guy whenever I have a question or a problem, and he's a guy I love because he doesn't tell me what I want to hear. He tells me what I need to hear. Those are good friends to have. But I always joke with him because he's in Great Bend, my hometown, pastoring, and I'm in Independence in his hometown. But why we chose him is years ago when Dwight arrived to Great Bend, he saw a situation much like we have here in Independence. We have many local churches, but it seems that we're lacking a little in the unity and working together and not even really having a ministerial alliance. And so he gathered and started to connect with a few pastors, and it's what we've tried to do here. And they began to pray and to kind of dream together. And then through certain events, it grew and grew and grew. And so now annually in Great Bend, they have a church service, a unified church service like we'll be having here August 1st, where all the churches in Great Bend actually just closed their doors that Sunday. They meet at the high school, and it's actually a very, very large event, and it's an event that the community as well as the churches look forward to participating in each and every year. And so we want to just extend an invitation to each and every one of you to be a part of the service. The family activities that Nick had mentioned, we're just going to open the park up just for a day of enjoyment, celebration, and just being together, and then also being a blessing to the school district and the families of Independence. And so thank you so much for letting us share today.
Those are good feel-good stories about the town that we call home. So, you know, it's upstairs in the Civic Center, so I say there's 1,900 and some odd seats up there. So I think it would be awesome if on that particular Sunday, August the 1st, there's not an empty seat in the hall. So that we all do exactly that, close our church doors, and we all meet together, and it's the churched and the unchurched, and everybody is welcome that day. So I think that is really cool, and I hope that it's a success and becomes an annual event. And I just want to say how much we appreciate both of you. Speaking from the chamber, both of their churches are chamber members, and you really do walk the walk and you get out and you make a difference in our community, and we appreciate all the things that you do to support and make Independence a loving place to live. So thank you very much for that. Our next speaker up is new to our community, and I hope you're just thrilled to be here after hearing all the good stuff that's happening in Independence. I just met him this morning. So Alan Parsons is new at the Independence Community College. He represents the Center of Excellence for Veterans Student Success, and we're really excited that the college has received Purple Heart designation, that they've embraced our veterans. Our community embraces our veterans. Nothing makes me happier than when you drive down our Penn Avenue and downtown and you see those flags, not just flying on special days, but every day is special, and showing our appreciation for our veterans and all of you that support our veterans in our community. And this is just one more thing that is happening in Independence that continues to make it a great community and a great community college. So would you please welcome our newest addition to Independence, well, maybe not the newest, but one of the newest additions to our college, Mr. Alan Parsons.
Good morning, Independence. How we doing? Well, I couldn't say it any better than Lisa just explained the support around here and about the veteran community. And thank you for having me today, and thank you, Independence, for welcoming me. Not just me, but my family. Shout out to my wife, April. She is also a new employee at Independence Community College, and we're happy to be here. We have 5 beautiful children, and one little girl. She's only 4, and she has 4 big brothers, so she's a tough little girl. So we're just excited to be here. We couldn't ask for a better community. And shout out to ICC. We got a whole table right there. They just really welcomed us just as much as the community has. So we want to thank you all very much for having us. But I do want to give a special shout out to Vince, our current president. With his desire in supporting veterans and other military affiliated students, his passion has really shown and helped the college grow with the Purple Heart designation, like you said, and writing for this grant for the Success Center, which I'll get into the Success Center here in a minute. But without that desire, we couldn't have become the college we already are today. And with that support, I think we're underway to becoming the best community college in the region for supporting our military affiliated students. So I'm glad to be a part of this. I'm also proud to be a military veteran. So having served 9 years in the Army, working for a program like this is more than a job. It's really a passion. So I enjoy doing this. I still want to get paid, by the way, but I could do this for free and enjoy it. So it's not like going to a job. It means a lot. I was a veteran student, so I have gone through several degrees, and having that support system is important. That's what the main goal of this Success Center is, to help students get into college and get through the journey and even transfer to other schools and graduate. That's the main primary goal. So see, Vince realized that there is a community full of veterans and military families who really need support and guidance during their journey through school. So the Veteran Success Program staff at ICC will ensure that vision, and every military affiliated student will have access to dedicated staff who can help them through every step of the education process. Not only will these students have access to support staff, they'll also have a place to go on campus where they can just relax. Being a veteran myself, I'm kind of on guard a lot, and it's a place where they can go. There's a veterans lounge. Let's go to the next slide, though, please. And a place to just relax and regroup. So we're proud to offer veteran students a safe space to let their guard down. As I mentioned, the Veteran Center on campus will also provide military students and prospective students with free snacks and coffee. Have to have our coffee. If you've been in the military, you need your coffee just to get by the day. And in the lounge area, we'll have a TV and an Xbox for games, free printing and computer access. Our team will also be available to help applying for federal provided aid, financial aid, military education benefits, and help with any entrance testing that may be required. The Veteran Support Program will also be able to help potential students get information and insights into programs that they may be interested in, and also help them map out a full degree plan that are offered at ICC. And then our support staff will also help veterans complete the steps to turn their previous military credits. So you actually can get credits for your military experience. And ICC offers the maxed out most of the credits that you can get to apply for the college. So some of those credits can help you already get almost a whole semester completed. So we're looking at some future steps here. And some of the program support that we have going on is that the Veterans Success Center should be officially finished this August before the upcoming fall semester. But if anybody wants to come by and see the Success Center, just give me a shout. My information is on the board up there. My cell phone number is probably the best way to get a hold of me. I will also have a table at the upcoming Veterans Roundup, August 26th through the 28th. So please come visit if you want to know more about the program. And like I said, our immediate and long-term goal with this program is to help more veterans and other military-affiliated members work towards furthering their education. Because really, we want every student to succeed and learn and understand their tuition benefits. One of the struggles veterans have is they don't understand all the benefits that are out there. So having a support staff and team, community members to be there to help, whether they're veteran, military dependent, in the National Guard, the reserves, or active duty. We're here to, and if they're interested in going to school and learning more about their GI benefits, just give them my number, reach out. We also have the admissions number up there, so if they want to apply to school, have them get a hold of me, and I'll walk them to everywhere they need to go. So, because I want this program to be a source of hope and support for the service members, who sacrificed a lot for our country. And I want to ensure that any military affiliated member who wants to go to school or finish a degree can do so with guidance from experienced faculty and staff who are dedicated to their success. To do this, here's some more upcoming ICC military-related events that we're thinking. So I did join the Veterans Day of Honor Planning Committee for our Veterans Day events, I believe is November 6th. And thanks, Lisa, for having me join that committee. So it's going to be good. So what I mean by that is ICC and our veteran support staff is going to be fully invested in this community and helping the veteran community. So count on us, please. Also, this November, I'll be hosting a staff and advocacy training program called the Green Zone. So all staff and faculty will be offered a chance to come through training, everything from the culture of a veteran to what it's like to be a student veteran. Go through this training, and that will help them be a little more knowledgeable of what's life like of this type of veteran student, or maybe this one that's in the National Guard, or this one that's been to combat, or this one that hasn't. Just that little bit of extra knowledge for our staff and faculty to go through this training will help them if they have a student in their classroom or they're helping them in the admissions process. So we're expecting to do that this November. And do expect some military appreciation games, not just football. We are also going to have some other military appreciation games. They're currently underway, being planned as we speak, and some for the fall and spring semester. And, of course, come support our ICC teams anyway, whether it's a military appreciation game. So definitely come out. Back to full schedule after the COVID kind of put everything into one lump sum during the spring, but hey, we're back to fall and spring sports. So come support your team. And we are working very, very hard to earn the Military Friendly School Designation Award. What is that? Well, if you're military friendly, you can earn an award for being a military friendly school. And that's part of what we're doing, just having the success program, doing the Green Zone training. Some of the other things we're looking at doing is becoming a yellow ribbon school, which will offer more tuition for students, scholarship money. We're looking at maybe even launching some new academic programs with a focus in military studies. So if you want to work with veterans, we are looking into new academic programs for that. This is all good future vision to help us become a military-friendly school. We already are. I already know we are. Look, we're here today on Independence Day weekend and talking about veterans. So And let's see, one more thing. We're also looking at getting some dedicated scholarships just for veterans or military affiliated students. So what I need you all to do is, does everyone knows a veteran, right? Everyone knows somebody that was probably in the military at one time or a military dependent. I haven't met anybody that doesn't know. So reach out to your veteran friends, anybody that's looking to go to college, and they have so many tuition benefits out there. Just have them reach out to us, and we'll make sure they are successful. So, well, that's it. There's actually more to come, but I can't tell you all the secrets. You need to come to the college and see me, okay? That being said, I just want to thank you all again for having me today, and I appreciate your time. Independence, please have a safe Independence Day, and remember what Independence Day is really all about. Take just a little time this weekend and think about the men and women who sacrificed so we could start our great country. So again, thank you very much. Have a great day.
ICC's got it going on. President Bowie, don't they? Yeah. Lots of good things happening at Pirate Country. So, and welcome to Independence and welcome as well. So we're glad that you guys are making Montgomery County your home. We plan to see you around. We'll be around. Okay, all 5 of those kiddos. Yeah. So our last set of speakers, so we had 3 subject matters, but 5 speakers this morning, and all really good information. But we're now to the part where we will welcome our last 2 speakers, and both of them are rock stars. One I've known has been a rock star all along, and that's our Director of Finance, Lacey Lease. We're so incredibly fortunate to have her working for the city and doing great things. And she found a rock star, recent graduate from Independence High School, Ian Oliver, and she brought him along with her, and he is actually one of four summer interns at the city. So thank you to our city manager for supporting that effort and letting these young adults come in and really get behind the scenes exposure to all the great things that are happening in our city, and really giving them an opportunity to learn from the community where they were raised, and now we just expect them to go off and do great things, and then maybe someday you'll come back and do great things wherever you land. But we're excited to have Ian Oliver joining Lacey today. And what's really interesting about today's presentation is 2 very different projects they're going to be speaking about, but 2 projects that will have a big impact on our community. And from a chamber's perspective, I just want to say that quality of life is very important in our community. When you're talking about economic development and business development and bringing new people into our community, having great things to offer, like many of them talked about today, but having a good educational system, a community college, and a thriving downtown, and great medical care, and all those things come together to make Independence a really wonderful place to live. And one of the things that makes Independence great is that we embrace recreation. So that will be something that Lacey's going to be talking about. And I just say from the chamber, we're really, really excited about this project that partners are taking on. And then lastly, she's going to be talking about a wayfinding signage project, and from a tourism perspective, and from the chamber, we're really excited about this one as well. And she's going to be talking more about it, obviously, but I just want to say that, the longer that we can keep people in our community when they're passing through, that they don't just pass through, that they're stopping and staying and eating and shopping and spending the night and leaving their dollars in our community. There's a big economic impact that signage makes. And then when you're a newbie into town, signage is also wonderful, because then you know of all of the great things that are waiting for us in our community that we call home. So I saved them for last because I just think these are really great projects that I want all of us to hear about. And actually, I think I've got Lacey slated for next month to share some more information about it as well. So without further ado, please welcome these two rock stars, Lacey and Ian.
All right, well, yeah. Thank you, Lisa. Well, as Lisa said, my name is Lacey Lease, and I'm the Director of Finance for the City of Independence. One aspect of my job that I absolutely love is collaborating with organizations and individuals in this community to make the place that we call home a little bit better every day. Today, I'm here to talk to you all about two projects that I've been involved in lately, the Independence Wayfinding Sign Project and the Central Park Sports Complex. So first, I'd like to start out with a brief update on the Wayfinding Sign Project. This project has been in the works long before I became a part of the city team. Roger Brooks, one of the world's leading specialists on community branding, downtown development, and destination marketing, came to Independence and laid out steps that our community should take to increase tourism and visitors and citizen appeal within many facets of our town. This project was one suggested by Mr. Brooks back in July of 2014, and in December of 2020, the City Commission approved the project to move forward with design. Over the last several months, a team comprised of City and IHA staff, Lisa with the Chamber, Tabitha at Main Street, and Lori Kelly, worked closely with a wayfinding design specialist to come up with the design intent document that you see here. And this is basically the sign family document that we'll be sending off, and it shows all of the different signs that will be up in our community. So the next step will be sending this document, it's really about a 100-page document, it's very detailed, to a company called ColorAd, which was the company, or is the company that will fabricate and install the signs throughout town. And once we send them this document, we'll be able to get a cost estimate and detailed renderings of the signs and all of their placements. So throughout this process, I have learned so much about the level of detail and thoughtful consideration that goes into a wayfinding sign plan. And I'm incredibly excited to see these signs up in our community in the near future. This project was way more in depth and in detail than I ever could have imagined, and I'm sure Lisa feels the same way. When I volunteer to take on these projects, I need to do my research first to to see exactly what I'm committing myself to. Okay, and just so that you guys can get a little bit more detail, these are some of the larger renderings. So these are, this is the kiosk. There will actually be two of these, one downtown and one out in front of the concession stand at the Park and Zoo. So it will give detail about all the destinations and things to do so that when people are walking around in our great community, they can see where things are located and see all of the wonderful things that we have in town. This is one of the pedestrian signs, and there will be, I believe, 8 of these, and they are all in the Park and Zoo area, pointing to the different, the train and the zoo, so that when you're in the park, you know that we have a wonderful zoo and what direction to head to get there. There will also be these totem-style signs that they're located. There's a few downtown and also a few out at the park. And then this is an example of one of the vehicular signs that will be, they focus on, the main strips, so Penn and Main, and then also signage that will point to our schools, so off on some of the side streets, and then down Oak Street as well, Oak and Park Street, pointing towards all of our recreation facilities. Okay. So the second project I'm here to speak about is the Central Park Sports Complex. This project is a collaborative effort between the city, the Recreation Commission, and USD 446. The project is still in the design phase, but it's scheduled to progress pretty quickly over the next 18 months. A lot of planning has gone into this project, and one question that I hear very, very often is, why would you invest in a new sporting facility in an area in the floodplain when you know that it's going to flood? And believe me, we have looked at any and all options, and we always come back to this Park Boulevard location as the prime location for this sports complex for a variety of reasons. First, floodplains are very commonly used for recreation. It's actually one of the only permitted uses for the area. Second, there is not another 25-acre location that can accommodate the facilities within the city limits, and acquiring land outside the city limits is costly and provides another set of hurdles for our youth to access these facilities. With no other location options to pursue, our design team has focused their efforts on how we can best mitigate any flood damages that will occur at the Central Park Sports Complex. The new concession building for the soccer field is positioned on the highest point in the park, actually above the floodplain elevation. The new soccer fields are also located on the highest land available within the park. The relocated ball fields are moved northwest to higher ground than they collectively occupy today, and the current Clark James, Bicentennial, and Hugo fields will all be located on higher ground, minimizing flood damages to the greatest extent possible. New score boxes will also be built at elevations higher than their current locations, and the materials that will be used will be able to withstand flood considerations. The new lighting system, supply, and controls will all be designed to be above and protected from floodwaters. So in summary, all of the ball fields will be better protected from floodwaters than they are today. Additionally, one of the greatest issues that we have with our current facility is parking. The available parking is underdeveloped and unstructured, raising a major safety concern and issues. This new plan that you see up here incorporates paved and marked parking lots with ADA accessible areas and pathways to features that will alleviate much of the traffic congestion due to cars being parked on North Park Boulevard and will reduce a serious safety concern. The centralized sporting complex will be easily accessible by pedestrians, cyclers, motorists, and will provide opportunities this community has not had access to before, such as a 1-mile perimeter walking trail, batting cages, pickleball courts, additional basketball courts, and I'm happy to announce that the city was recently notified that we will be the recipient of a $50,000 grant from the National Fitness Campaign to build a state-of-the-art outdoor fitness court at the Central Park Sports Complex. And this is what it looks like. So I know I'm probably running short on time, but I would love to show a 2-minute promotional video for the fitness court. So Madison, there's like a little video link at the bottom, if you could click on that. You have to click control.
We're changing the way America thinks about fitness. With 200 fitness courts open, our campaign is growing. From college campuses to city parks and trails, we're bringing free fitness everywhere, and we're just getting started. Hi, I'm Mitch Menadget, founder of the National Fitness Campaign. National Fitness Campaign was founded in 1979 when we opened the first fitness court. Redesigned for the 21st century, the fitness court is the world's best outdoor gym. Our 7-movement, 7-minute system allows you to use your own body weight to get the perfect workout. Easy or hard, it will work for you. Our goal is to build healthy communities by making outdoor fitness an essential part of people's lives so that each day is better than the last. Now more than ever before, it is vital that we move fitness outdoors to remain safe, healthy, and strong.
Michiganders, as soon as we can, we go outside, which is one of the reasons why the fitness court was such an attraction to us. What impressed us most was their basic philosophy that they want to provide world-class fitness for free. Truly, anyone can use it, no matter what your age is, no matter what your physical fitness level is, no matter what your skills are. It is very adaptable.
Thousands of certified ambassadors will be trained to deliver classes, challenges, and clinics as part of our national fitness campaign. New programs are bringing students outdoors across America. The Fitness Court mobile app is your gateway to enroll in these programs. Simply scan the new digital wall with your phone to access a library of free workouts designed to optimize your experience on the fitness court. Learn the moves and take challenges as we dig deep to create impact for our partners across America. This year, we are thrilled to introduce Fitness Court Public Art. Cities have the opportunity to select a local artist to design their fitness court using the power of the arts and fitness outdoors in iconic public spaces. We're proud to have helped cities of all sizes raise millions of dollars from respected sponsors to support free fitness. Wherever fitness is a priority, you can find a fitness court. Building beyond 200 cities and colleges, we're partnering with large cities using urban movement data to map the best locations for healthy infrastructure. We're bringing fitness courts to within 10 minutes of population centers everywhere.
They provide these wraparound services that, from a city's perspective, that's what you want in a partner like this. You want it to come presented to you on a silver platter with a bow tied around it. They're one of the best partners, I think, that I personally have ever worked with.
We serve almost 1.2 million members across Michigan. And this partnership really is an opportunity for us to bring scalable, free health and wellness opportunities to our community. So I would actually invite cities and organizations, big and small, to explore the opportunity to invest in fitness courts. To be very honest with you, the feedback from different municipalities and different communities has been very positive.
We're committed to raise $150 million to bring the campaign to 1,000 cities and schools, building the largest fitness movement in the world. Join us. Let's make world-class fitness free.
So isn't that amazing? This is a feature typically seen in large cities throughout the U.S., and we're getting one right here in Independence, Kansas. Are you going back to the PowerPoint? Okay, perfect. So this project truly has something for everyone. The sports enthusiast, the skate park kid, the single parents, a senior citizen that wants a safe, well-lit, low-impact pathway to walk on, the young adult that wants to join a pickup basketball or pickleball game, or even community organizations that want to host 5K and fun walks. This project will also allow for increased participation in soccer, baseball, softball, and flag football, and will address the programming challenges that currently limit participants because of the dual usage of the space, by encompassing designated fields for each sport, as well as addressing lighting issues, allowing games to take place later in the evenings. Long-term and short-term maintenance issues will also be addressed with strategically relocating certain aspects of the complex out of the floodplain and allowing for appropriate off-season time for the fields to be maintained. This plan is a truly comprehensive plan that addresses the overall needs of the community for the next 20 years to come. And just a couple features that I want to point out up here, if you guys can all see. So over here is the current skate park, and there will be parking right here that will be accessible and serving mostly the skate park area and then this soccer complex. Right here is a new concession and restroom facility that will serve the soccer complex as well. And then over here, you can see this is where the new baseball-softball complex will be. Currently, these fields are all located mostly right in this area right here. So everything will slide up to the north to allow for parking to be built down in this area. So parking here and then across the street over here as well. This yellow line that you see will be a 1 mile multi-use, multimodal walking trail throughout the facility. So it will connect, basically, connect Park Street, Park Boulevard with Penn Avenue over here on this side as well. Some other features to point out. So let's see, this right here will be that fitness court. K is, I don't have it in front of me. Oh, batting cages. And then next to the batting cages, this is expanded basketball courts. And then, Ian, remind me what's S? Pickleball courts. Pickleball courts down here, and then a multi-use field down here for flag football. So it is a great project, and really everything that our community would need, really in a centralized location that kids and parents, everybody can get to easily. So finally, I'd like to turn the mic over to Ian Oliver. Like Lisa said, he is a recent Independence High School graduate that is completing a summer internship in my office. And when I heard that Ian was headed off to Rice next year to study sports management, I asked if he would be interested in being involved in this project. And he's truly already shown to be an asset to the team. So, Ian, I'll turn it over to you.
Well, thank you, Lacey, for the introduction. Like she said, my name is Ian Oliver, and I'm very passionate about sports. I played sports for the Rec for about 10 years of my life, from blast ball and Pee Wee to junior Baby Ruth. Over this time, I've discovered my fair share of problems. Under this, there are 2 scars. One that occurred due to me attempting to slide head first and getting subsequently rejected by the clay at 10th Street. The other one, well, it happened last year at a game in Bartlesville, and it emphasizes the importance of having a padded backstop. Yeah, I ran into a brick wall. I played at the same stadium last week, in fact. They have padding now, so I'm happy to report that. I can't remember a time that sports weren't an integral part of my life. I grew up watching my brother, Dustin, play baseball. As a hyper little kid, I wasn't content to sit there and just watch him strike out. I wanted to go do what little kids do, make new friends, play wherever I could, and most of all, annoy my parents into buying me candy. Looking back now, they probably had figured that I would stop talking if they just bought me a Tootsie Pop. I didn't. For so many reasons, the Central Park Sports Complex will benefit the city. The new play area included in the design is exactly what little me needed to expel all my energy. I've umpired, I've kept score, I've worked concessions, I've done it all. Because of this and my time on the fields as a player, I know that the current fields are inadequate. They have huge lips, which cause weird hops that can lead to injuries ranging from bruises to orbital bone fractures. In addition to this, the grass on these fields is flat out destroyed. The only season that the fields aren't in use is winter, leaving the grass no time to grow back. With dedicated soccer and baseball fields, proper field conditions can be maintained, which significantly lowers the risk of injury and allows all parties to take a sigh of relief. My grandma came to very few of my games on Park Street. It wasn't her fault, though. Having to maneuver a walker across terrain like that is a nightmare. Pushing it through the rough, uneven parking lots and the gravel that the bleachers are placed on is next to impossible. An elderly or disabled person can't do that without risking injury. And that's just a walker. I can only imagine how much more difficult it would be to try to maneuver a wheelchair across these conditions. Clearly, the handicap accessibility of this complex is a travesty which must be dealt with. With this in mind, the new complex has been designed to include paved walkways and easily accessible bleachers in order to ensure that whomever wants to watch, play, or coach the games will have the opportunity to do so. Recently, I went on an adventure to find out how old these fields are. What seemed like an easy trip to the Ash to break the monotony of an office day quickly turned into a wild goose chase. They were able to tell me that Clark James, the namesake of the Little League field, was the first man to die in combat in World War II from independence. However, they had no details concerning when the fields were actually built. They sent me to the reporter. No luck there either. My next stop was the library, where I was finally able to get a little bit of info. The first person to hit a home run at Clark James Field was Don Hill, who on July 13th, 1954, hit a 3-run shot. 1954. It's a long time ago. I wasn't satisfied with just this, though. I had to find out more, so I called a mentor of mine, Craig Knoll. Turns out, the first games on Clark James were actually softball games, and the earliest record of them implies that the fields were used before 1948. That field predates Legos, Cheetos, and even stick deodorant. No wonder it, along with the others, are desperately in need of being replaced. I've grown up on the current fields, as have countless others. Many of your children have. Because of this, I know that this new complex is a necessity for the City of Independence. The next generation of kids, such as mine someday, deserves fields that will meet their needs, as well as the needs of parents, family members, and the community alike. Thank you.
Well, you won the crowd over till you talked about 1954, and then I saw, yeah. You just had to throw it out there. That was a long time ago, didn't you, Ian? No, good job. I was so excited when Lacey agreed to be able to present, and even more excited when I knew that she was going to bring Ian. And I just think it's important that we know about all the good things that are happening in our community, and we'll continue to get updates from the City of Independence as we progress through this. It's now time for everybody that I've already visited with to get up here and get in line. You know what order to get in for the shout-outs. I want to say, while everybody is coming forward, that Chris Hammerschmidt, the park manager from U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, once again given us some prizes and items to pass out. So we still have some fishing towels up here up front. We have these that you can put your cell phone in and keep them from getting wet. And he gave us some new cooling towels. These would have come in handy about 10 days ago, 2 weeks, when it was excruciatingly hot. So grab any of these items that you would like to take with you when you leave, and we appreciate the Army Corps of Engineers for doing that. First up, we've got Melissa Summer. Yep, you want, yes? Melissa, you can use this one too. Okay. And stand right there.
All right, thank you. Just have a couple things. I want to mention that next Saturday, July 10th, at the Masonic Lodge on Klein Street in Coffeyville, the Masonic Cancer Alliance and CRMC are having a free cancer screening from 9 until noon. So we'll be doing skin cancer screenings. We'll have free colon cancer kits available, and prostate screenings for you men. So no excuse not to make that event. Again, that's next Saturday from 9 to noon. And then want to make a reminder about Relay for Life Montgomery County. That's going to be held September 17th from 6 p.m. until midnight, and it'll be held at the high school in Coffeyville. If you want more information, please go to the Facebook page, Relay for Life Montgomery County, Kansas. Thank you.
Thank you. Come on up, Jim.
Hi, I'm Jim Hayward, owner of Jim Hayward Fine Art, and in about 1 hour from right now, one of my biggest dreams about the gallery is going to come true. There's a sign company coming to put a new, beautiful, lighted sign on the front of our building. And it's been a dream for 5 years since we opened the gallery to have this signage. So, you know, it's pretty fun when it's finally the day. I want to let you all know that we are celebrating our 5th anniversary this summer. 5 years of Jim Hayward Fine Art. Thank you. And as part of this celebration, we're going to have kind of a 10-day long period beginning on July 8th and running through the 17th, which we will be raffling off a school desk that I have painted. It's an old oak antique school desk, and there's no purchase necessary. Come in and register during that time, and we'll do the drawing at the end of the celebration. And there'll also be discounts on the art. So if there's a piece you've been looking at, you know, this would be a great time to get it. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Congratulations.
I'm Andy Taylor with the Independence Lions Club, and at last month's First Friday, I spoke to you to encourage you to help the Lions Club adopt the 40-plus structures at Kittyland, and I had no idea what the response would even be. But if you go back and listen to the video, you'll hear my cell phone buzzing during my presentation, and it was a member of the Impact Church was buzzing me at that very moment saying, please sign us up. So that kind of clued me in that there could be a very positive response. The following Saturday was when we had a sign-up day at the park, actually Sunday, and I was to have been there at noon sharp. I got there at 12:02, and there were already 15 people lined up who had been there since 11:30 to actually adopt structures. We had all 40 structures adopted out in 2 hours, and very much so. I can know that Brother Grimm and Brother Norville can say amen to this, that the Lord works in mysterious ways. We had $11,000 in cash donations given to us in that 2 hours as well. So
That's
things
awesome.
are looking up. We didn't seek out those donations at all. It just came to us. So with those donations added to the donations that we got in 2020, we have between $17,000 and $18,000 in a fund with our Lions Club to help with Kittyland projects. I failed to mention this last month. Next year, 2022, is our 100th anniversary. It happens to be in April. What else happens in April every year is the opening of Kittyland in Riverside Park. What a great way to celebrate independence than with an approved, better-looking Kittyland, which will have bathrooms next year. In fact, that project's starting very soon. New sidewalks that will be handicap accessible, and every structure will have a new coat of paint on it. That would be a great way to start 2022 and celebrate our club's 100th anniversary.
That's awesome.
Good morning. I'm Mike Flood. I'm here representing the Independence Historical Museum and Arts Center. I think it's the largest museum and the oldest museum in southeast Kansas. So I'm representing them today, and I'm talking about music. And the first one, since Lacey's the rock star, I'm going to talk about a concert by the name of Zenith, and they're high school students, and they're very, very talented. It's going to be on Friday, July 16th at 7 p.m. at the museum, and it is a free concert, so Lacey, you can come ahead and go on if you want to see it, if you want to. And we'll throw that down. And then Meadowlark Lounge is back. We had 4 concerts last year get canceled because of the COVID, but it's starting again. And Meadowlark Lounge is a takeoff of the Bluebird Cafe in Nashville. As you know, it's singer-songwriters. It is a paid ticket on this one, and it's Friday, July 23rd at 7 p.m. And there will also be some more. There's going to be one in September. Let's see, September the 11th, also December the 11th, and also, since Vince is here and he's given me permission, we're also going to have Meadowlark Lounge, not Meadowlark Lounge, Guitar Extravaganza. I'm sorry, that's my real premium one. It'll be out to ICC West, and it'll be in March. I don't have the date yet, but anyway, music is alive and well in Independence, right? I think there's about 6 organizations that's doing live music right now, including Dickies and Independence Brewworks. So get out and hear some music.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Kamisha? Okay.
Hello, my name's Tamisha Sewell, and I am here with the Astra Arts Festival today. And I don't know about you guys, but we are ready to get back to doing things and back to the arts. So this year's theme for our Astra Arts Festival is Back to the Arts, which is kind of a play on Back to the Future. So we have a little bit of a Back to the Future theme this year. Just a few of the things we have going on this year, which is Saturday, July 10th, starting at 4 p.m. at Patio 210. We're going to have a variety of activities going on, including a magician, a speaker speaking about women in the arts, We will have dancers from RNS Studios and Stage Art as well. And then what I think I might be most excited for is Bill and Monica's Excellent Adventure will be playing. They are a band that does 90s music, so it's a little off on the decade from the 80s, but hey, it's back in the future, or back to the past, so. But that will be happening at Patio 210 as well, and then throughout the evening at our local establishments, such as Uncle Jack's, Indie Brew Works, Brothers, make sure I'm not forgetting anyone. We will have different events such as karaoke at Turbo's. It'll be an 80 themes karaoke night. We'll have some Midwest poetry members coming and sharing some poetry. We will also have trivia at Indie Brew Works. It'll be art-themed trivia. And while you're there, you can try a very special beer that they are creating just for the festival called Pretty in Pink. So we've got another 80s theme there as well. We will also be having an artist memorial for local artists who have recently passed to celebrate their lives. And then we will have at Brothers a marker mural, which will be a community art project. Everybody can come and enjoy Brothers while they create some community art that we can display. We will also be having, during that, we will also be having a pub crawl. So it'll be a perfect chance for you to come and visit our local businesses and support them while you check out some of these different events that are spread out throughout downtown. You can buy the passports. They are only $5 in advance at Brothers Railroad Inn. So be sure you get those beforehand. They go up to $10 on the day of the event. Our home base will be the beautiful Patio 210. We are so excited to get to use that space this year. And then you can check out all of our information with the details on what events will be where on our Facebook page, which is just facebook.com/AstraArtsFest. Sorry, I almost forgot. If you are interested in volunteering this year for the festival or possibly next year, go ahead and get a hold of me before we leave, or you can shoot us a message to our Facebook page. But we look forward to seeing you all. We are so excited for this year's event. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Come on up, President Bowie.
Thank you, Lisa. And I also want to say thank you to our friends at the CRMC for sponsoring this event. We are so lucky to have a chamber and local businesses in our community that help make a difference in our lives. I have had the joy of being president for 2 months now, 2 months and almost 3 months, and I get to work with amazing people, so welcoming Alan and April to our community has been such a joy. And today, I get to welcome another person I want to introduce you to. So when they named me president, I was formerly the vice president of student affairs, and I'm lucky to hire an amazing person who's going to do better than I did in that role even, and that is our friend David, who is coming. David Adams is our new vice president of student affairs. Today is day 3, and I want to just introduce you and just say welcome to our community. So welcome, David, and let's join in welcoming him. If you haven't had a chance, you can tell that ICC is moving forward in a new and exciting way as we approach our 100th anniversary. I encourage you to check out our website to learn more about how we are investing in our community. We are directing $1.25 million to alleviate out-of-pocket expenses from our COVID funding for students that might be coming in the fall, as well as with our Kansas Promise Act commitment. So know that if you have someone that is looking to go to college, or if you yourself are looking to continue your education, now's the time to do it because we're invested in you, and I hope you'll continue to invest in us the way you have. So thank you for the welcome, and thank you so much for welcoming David, April, Alan, and all of our community members to Independence, and we look forward to working with you.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. Drew, come on up.
Good morning. I'm not on the roster. It's supposed to be Sean Wallace, and I'm a pretty fair fit for him. So anyway, I'm talking about the 2011 Montgomery County Public Safety Kids Camp. It'll be coming up August 4th at Riverside Park on Wednesday, and what they do is you register at www.labettehealth.com/resources and register your child. That's between the ages of 5 and 9. And what they'll do is they'll talk about safety with electricity, safety with gas, safety about everything all during the day. And they also feed them lunch and do all that kind of stuff. And there's more, but like I say, go to labettehealth.com/resources and they'll tell you all about it. And tell Sean Wallace I did a good job. Thank you.
We will definitely share that message. And Drew had in his hand a flyer. Over on the table, there are lots of flyers this right here. If you want more information about the event he just talked about, you can pick up this flyer along with other flyers. They're also on our website. You can print them off from there, and they're over there on the table, so you can grab one of those as a reminder and get that on your planner. The information about the Astor Arts Festival, a detailed event listing is also on the table, all of the things that Tamisha talked about. Just want to remind everyone that we have 2 of the 3 legislators in the room, so if you want to visit, we're going to make them stay here and talk if they have time. And one legislator in particular will take your money. So if you want to write a check to Jim, CFFI, to help with fireworks. Congratulations again to Jared and Lindsay for your improvement on your home. It was beautiful to start with and even more beautiful right now. So if there's a long line of cars driving by, just wave. It's us checking it out. So we appreciate your investment and everyone else's investment that we showcased this morning. And we look forward to continuing to do that. I want to thank Kelly Pasua, our city manager, for her willingness and the commission to co-sponsor First Friday. They make sure that Larry McHugh is behind the camera and filming this, getting it out on Facebook Live, putting it on YouTube so that if you can't be here, you can still be well informed. So we appreciate the city's support for that. Thank you, Kelly. And with that, I want to just wrap it up by saying thank you again to our sponsor, Coffeyville Regional Medical Center. We truly appreciate everything that you do for us in the City of Independence with your clinic and the county of Montgomery County and the great health care that you provide, and sponsoring events like this so that we can all get together and learn a lot of really good information about our community. And then you all promise me you're going to go out and share that information. So with that, thank you for coming. First Friday will be August the 6th. Please have a happy and safe 4th of July. We'll see you next month.